Like hearing the trumpet, I've been conditioned, you know, hearing the trumpet, you know, every day for like 5 years. if if it's ever not there, then it just feels like I'm missing something in my life. Where's the trumpet? But here we go. We're getting into our next game and spawning in our next series, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of OGN Guangali Beach, we have the Polish Zerg player, the Red Zerg. It is Snoxtar. And spawning, and he's going for a proxy, by the way. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss. We have the Blue Protoss player. It is ReBellioN. And if you're in the chat, predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will take the series. I think this one is going to be closer. Last series, Snoxtar was the favorite player, but this one is going to be a closer one here. As Snoxtar, he's slipping on in with that proxy hatch. And I'll be honest, I didn't even know there was like a highway here. We've casted this map a couple of times. I didn't even realize that there's a highway here on the right hand side. There's even a base. There's a base down here as well. Crazy. We've never seen anyone take, we've never seen a macro game on this map. We've seen chaos and aggression and all-ins, and the proxy has been thrown down. ReBellioN does not scout. Again, because the drone went the long way around, the worker was not seen by the scouting probe. So ReBellioN is in the dark. Snoxtar clearly making use of the map. Hatchery is halfway done. ReBellioN, he sees, ooh, it's within range of the gateway. So the gateway, once it finishes, it does actually see the hatchery itself. And we do see ReBellioN immediately does start off that Zealot. Zealot's on the way. Forge response as well. Very nicely done. So for those that are curious, as a Protoss player defending against this kind of cheese, this kind of aggression, a Forge is ideal because this early on, Protoss players have limited production. You just have a few units. You have like one Stalker, one Sentry, one Stalker, you know, a Robo and one Immortal on the way. So a Forge helps out with stack defense with cannons and shield batteries. Here we go. Forge is done. There we go. Cannons on the way within range of the hatchery. Drones are here for the spine rush, but the drones are going to be denied. Zelt's already here. One drone goes down. Oh, one drone falls, and the sunken colony, I'm not so sure it's going to finish. Now, the colony does finish faster than a spine crawler, so look how fast, look how quick they finish up. It's crazy. But it's not. But alas, because of the Zealot, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how fast it does build. It is denied. Meanwhile, we do have Lings rallying across the map. Sunken colony is on the way. Now, bearing in mind, Sunken colony is going to be in production, well, I should say the creep colony, but they cannot unburrow. Unlike spine crawlers, they cannot reposition. I believe they will be able to outrange the cannon, though. You know, the hatchery is under fire. Link speed is on the way. No backup expansion. Link flooding. Snoxtar is link flooding. Ooh, and it's out of range. I thought it would be within. But alas, it looks like the creep colony here on the left-hand side is out of range. One on the right is. We'll be able to take down the cannon. So one cannon goes down. But what this means is that these colonies, they aren't really threatening anything. I think this one is within range of this cannon. This one should be close enough, just barely. And then it's going to be all about the Lings. It's going to be all about the Lings trying to break this position. The cannon is going to go down. But we have a shield battery. There's a shield battery. There's going to be an overcharge soon as well. The Stalker does not get touched whatsoever. Oh, but we do have the creep colonies. They're on the way. Yeah, they're being morphed in within range of the wall. One of them is being targeted down. And looks like it barely will be denied. Oh, what a mess. Oh, he wants to let it finish. Okay. Does want to let it finish. There we go. That's going to be a kill, not a cancel on the colony once we target it down. Once we target it down. Never mind. For now, we have the overcharge. We're killing all the Lings. The Lings, they just melt here. Oh my god. Yeah, the overcharge putting in a lot of work. So many Lings go down. And then the sunken colony. And not a single unit dies. That's great. Oh, one Zealot, I should say. One Zealot died. A very impressive defense here. And now we can go for the creep colony itself. And GG gets called. GG gets called in ReBellioN. He does defend, he does hold, he does survive. Does take game number 1. Whew. GG. GG, well played. Very impressive stuff here by ReBellioN when it comes to his initial defense. Ooh, and again, just really well-rehearsed defense as well. Unfortunately, if you remember, the first spine crawler, I say spine crawler, the first creep colony of Snoxtar wasn't within range of anything. If you remember, it was just a little bit too far back. I should also emphasize the first 2 colonies were denied and delayed. Remember, like the drones, one of the drones died immediately. Another creep colony was cancelled as well. So it was just, yeah, really a really rough proxy, a really rough all-in there from Snoxtar. Took a really long time for it to get going. By the time it did, ReBellioN, he was secure. He had cannons, shield batteries, a nexus for the overcharge, he had plenty of warp-ins, he had the sentry, he was looking perfectly solid. GG. GG, well played. Oh, share my papi, share my. Maybe the gastric, yeah, that could work. If you're referring to like creating the gas geyser and then like continually mining back and forth. I mean, sure. I mean, that's what ReBellioN was attempting, I believe. During that cheese against Classic, is what he was attempting. But here we go. We're getting into game number 2. Number 2. And spawning in the top right hand corner of Polypoid, we have the Polish Zerg player, the Red Zerg, currently down in this series. We'll see if he can bounce back. It is Snoxtar. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner. Ooh, rolling the Brood War Protoss this time. We have the South Korean Protoss player, the Blue Protoss. It is ReBellioN. Leading the series 1-0. Here we go. As we just see ReBellioN and now moving out for his scouts. As a reminder, as we load into Polypoid, this is a 4-player map. It is a 4-player spawn map, so we have the probe scouting bottom right, we have the Overlord scouting top left, and bottom right as well. So both players are doing their best to try to feel out where exactly their opponent is spawning in. It just feels so antiquated, and it's so nostalgic as well. Like, I guess we're getting old, but it wasn't even that long ago, I feel, where we had additional spawn maps. I say that, when was Catalina? Was that like 2017? It's been a while. Hoi hoi hoi, for those that remember. Good times. That was a 3-player spawn map. I think there was another 3-player spawn map after Catalina, right? I think there was one more. I think was Cactus Valley also a 3-player spawn map as well? Jesus, it's been a long time. Meanwhile, we're cannon rushing. It's time to cheese the cheeser. The forge has... I was reminiscing, my apologies. The forge has been thrown down, and ReBellioN, he is cannon rushing. The boys have been pulled. The first pilot is under fire, so is the second. Cannon is on the way in the low ground. Cannon's on the way. First 2 pylons are denied. They are cancelled. But very nice SimCity here. ReBellioN, he does deny any kind of surround on that cannon. And that Snoxtar, he's so committed to trying to defend. I mean, that pylon is surrounded. But the cannon will finish. Sorry, I was just teasing. Cannon will finish, pylon will fall, and drones are going down. Oh, and how many drones exactly? Lings have arrived, though. Okay, only 2 drones. Only 2 drone kills. Oh, it's going to be close. Lings are being cleaned up. There's 1 Ling left. I will survive. Okay. The cannon will be cleaned up. Not without losing all of his Lings, though. Spine Cooler does finish it up. And Snoxtar holds. Now, what's important here is that at least Snoxtar does defend his natural, doesn't lose too many drones, bearing in mind, though, that this was, what, 2 pylons and a cannon. 2 pylons and a cannon for 6 Lings and 3 drones. Back at home, as a reminder as well, this was not an all-in, this was a Forge Expand. This was a quote-unquote macro cannon rush. So because of that, look at the workers. That's what I will say. Look at the probe count. ReBellioN, he has 29 probes on 2 bases compared to the 18 of Snoxtar. Again, that goes to show how much damage was dealt there. Snoxtar, he is in a rough position. He has to re-drone. He doesn't even know where his opponent is. If you look here, he hasn't even scouted the location of ReBellioN, not yet. The probe is going to lead Snoxtar back home, thankfully, but even then, can he do anything about it? +1 is on the way. Cybercore just finishing up now to get into Dragoon production. We have ReBellioN moving out with another worker, potentially for a proxy. And ReBellioN is going for the robot behind this. Now, with a robot opener in a PvZ, when it comes to Brood War Protoss, this can be for Disruptor play. For Reaver play, I should say, the other one. For a Shuttle Reaver follow-up. Is very much so viable. Snoxtar coming in with the Probe Scout. He confirms no third here towards top left, no third here either. No expansion for Snoxtar. Still on 2 bases. Snoxtar taking extra gases, going for the lair. This looks like something quite committed here on lair tech. This could be 2-base Muta. This could be a Nidus all-in. There is an Overlord getting in position, but not the best position for something like a Nidus. I'm leaning towards Mutas here. Yeah, as we even have a 4th Gas Geyser. Jesus. Meanwhile, we spoke about Reavers. There it is. A shuttle is on the way. There's that robotic support bay. So the Robo Bay is on the way as well. That will be for the Reaver production. Likewise, Dragoon range also in production as well. Now, what I will say is that if we rush into 2-base Spire and 2-base Muta, I mean, that is a good way to shut down the shuttles. I mean, sure, the shuttle will have speed. The shuttle speed is also being researched to continue that drop play, but potentially the Mutas can completely shut this down. Potentially. As there's that first Reaver in production. Oh boy. First Reaver is on the way. There's that 2-base Muta, as we did mention. Again, it was kind of like the only thing that made sense, just because the Overlord was not in position for a Nidus Worm. And I'm curious how much damage the Reaver deals before the shuttle gets chased down by the Mutas, because that will eventually happen. As the Spire is not yet halfway done. The Reaver should get across the map first. On top of that, ReBellioN will also be able to scout his opponent, ideally, and respond. The first shuttle's moving out. And the Spire is halfway done. You know, the Changeling, do we scout? Oh, the Changeling, it barely does not. See, it sees a Dragoon, but not much else. So Snoxtar is in the dark as to what's happening. Does know what's going on. He's throwing down a wall of Spine Crawlers here at the natural, but the Spine Crawlers, they do nothing against the Reaver. As it's making its way towards the main. Spire is about to finish. And the Reaver will get in. And there's not much army here. First shot goes off, gets one drone. Shuttle moves in, scouts the Spire. The drones! They're lined up! Oh my god, going for the Queen. Ooh, going for the drones. 3 drones go down. One more shot and he can get the Queen as well. Oh my god, 10 drones! Get away! Oh my god. 10 workers go down. He's still got more shots available. 11 drone kills. The Mutas have arrived, and they will clean this up. Don't come back too soon! No! 24! No! Papi! Oh my god, Snoxtar! He came back too soon. 24 drone kills for 1 Reaver, 1 Dragoon, and 1 shuttle. And that's what I was concerned about. And I mean, sure, Mutas that have map control. Snoxtar, he was going for a ninja base, but he can't afford it. He cancels. He needs the money to rebuild all his workers. And the problem is we have ranged Dragoons. Like, Tannins are on the way. Dragoons are in production. Storm is on the way as well. The Mutas, they're going to have a hard time finding damage. They're going to have a very hard time finding... I mean, there's a lot of Mutas, true. There's how many? 11 Mutas. Soon to be 13. They do come across the Zealots. ReBellioN, he was looking for an expansion. Doesn't find one. And these Mutas, they have a lot of work to do. They need to do some critical damage across the map. Now, what do we have to defend? We have 2 soon to be 3 cannons in the main. Sorry, 4 cannons in the... Jesus, that's a lot of cannons. 4 cannons in the main, 4 cannons here at the third, 5 cannons here at the natural, and we also have Dragoons to rotate between the bases. we go. One cannon is denied. The Dragoons have arrived. Well, we have... Wait, what? Dark Archon's morphing in. I was a little bit confused there for a moment. Okay. To have Dark Archons as a response. Cannons are going to be going down, but we're also trading here with the mutas. Bearing in mind, Dark Archons cannot attack, unlike regular Archons. They are spellcasters, primarily. Ooh, as the Storm does zone. I'll be honest, I've actually never seen a Dark Archon. Yeah, okay. God damn. GG. And ReBellioN will take the series 2-0. GG. What I was about to say is that I haven't seen a Dark Archon actually used in StarCraft Evolution. We've been casting this for like over a month. This is the 5th week or the 5th edition of this tournament. And I've never seen a Dark Archon used, and I still have not seen it used here in StarCraft Evolution. It was morphed in, true. We have now seen it morphed in, but didn't get to do anything. Maybe next time, We'll get there. But GG, well played. ReBellioN will take the series 2-0, will advance on to the quarterfinals. GG, and again, a critical damage dealt there by the Reaver. I mean, I say by the Reaver play. Even before that, remember, the Cannon Rush did so much damage. It was a macro Cannon Rush. Remember, ReBellioN had 29 drones compared to the 29 probes compared to the 18 drones of Snoxtar. Like, ReBellioN had such a massive worker lead after the initial Cannon Rush because of how much damage he had dealt, whether it's worker kills, whether it's forced out lings, whether it's even the spine crawlers that were forced out as well. Just so much damage and inadvertent damage was dealt, and it allowed ReBellioN to safely get into his own Reaver play. And that basically ended the game. It's crazy. All he had to do was survive the muta counterattack. And with that, congratulations. Congratulations to ReBellioN. He will take the series, and now we can jump into, or get ready for our next series so we can have a look at the bracket itself. Let's catch up. Meanwhile, shout out to Snoxtar, by the way. I know these were, especially this last one was a bit of a rough game. But again, you know, did play well nonetheless here. Did attempt some cheese on the beach, on Guangali Beach. And here in game 2, the mutas had potential, but alas, the Reaver defense was a little bit lacking. And likewise against the initial Cannon Rush. But I hope to see more of Snoxtar in the future. Definitely. I'm sure he's going to be a part of the upcoming StarCraft Evolution Fall Championship. I'm sure.